Okay, I have a rant for Twitter, which is in the midst of a mess right now over Russian bots, horrendous hate speech, harassment of users, anti-Semitism. What do they give us? Here's 280 characters. I mean, was anybody asking for this? Okay, great. We can now tweet at twice the length we could before. It doesn't get at any of their fundamental problems. It does not get at why it's become such a sewer over the last few years. Unless they tackle that as their number one problem, they're not going to go anywhere.
I think you could edit that down into a tweet now.
Yeah.
It would fit.
That was more than 280 characters.
Yeah, well, I might have to do a tweet storm.
Gosh, but yeah.
I have a rave for PolitiFact, the fact-checking outfit. One of the big impacts, we were just talking about how Trump has polarized America in a lot of different ways. One of the ways that it has done that is by decreasing the amount of trust that people have in fact-checking outfits on the conservative side of the political spectrum. There's lots of survey data showing that the gap between how much liberals and conservatives trust fact-checking has increased in the Trump era. So they've been on a series of trips over the last few weeks and in the future, going to West Virginia, going to Oklahoma, going to Alabama to have meetings with conservatives to sort of say, what do we need to know about why you don't trust us? What can we tell you about how we do what we do? It's a sort of an attempt to, do a listening tour with conservatives. And while I don't expect that a few meetings in Mobile and Tulsa are going to fix things, nonetheless, it's good to see someone acknowledging that that's work that needs to be done.
All right. Callie.
So I have a rant for what I know is a part of the reality of newspapers in this moment, but I don't like it. And this is at the Providence Journal. The Journal employees say they are down to 6 employees on the paper, wow. And meanwhile,
reporters, you mean?
Reporters, yes. And meanwhile, the employees haven't received a raise in 9 years. Executives have received bonuses, but here's the thing that just that's bad enough, gut-wrenches me, that they're outsourcing the special projects reporting to freelancers. I mean, that's the stuff that you work so hard to do, the other stuff so that you get a chance to do. And they're doing it so that they can save money. But as I said, they're down to the
wow,
and it's very scary, and they've been doing public marches and trying to raise awareness. But the bottom line is, and Dan knows this so well because he's written a book about it, local news means something to people, and that community connection means something. And yet, as the owners say, hey, here's our reality. How do we pay for this? So,
and in Providence,
this is Gatehouse.
Yeah.
This is Gatehouse Media. It's a tough time for the newspaper business, but if they had a different owner, they could afford a few more people.
Jess, what do you got?
So my rave is, there was this terrific column in the New York Post today by John Podhoretz, I think I'm butchering his name, Podhoretz, thank you, on Oprah for president. And I thought it was just really well done. It talks about all the reasons why she should run and how we're just in a different age now, but that she's got to come up with a really good message. It just can't be anti-Trump. And I'll tell you, I was in New Hampshire in 2007 when she was campaigning for Barack at the Verizon Center, and there was thousands of people there, and most of the people, I reread my column today, most of the people that came there came to see her, really loved her. And, she's got this billion-dollar business, she's really positive, she's so super smart. I think she'd be great.
All right, I've got a slogan for her.
Does this mean Megyn Kelly wants to be president?
Yes. What's the slogan?
You should check with me later.
Okay, all right. Okay.
All right, finally tonight, I have a rant. I want to call a moratorium, please, I'm begging you, on these town hall forum news programs, like the ones that CNN does on healthcare, or on the NFL thing, or even the one that Oprah did on 60 Minutes last week, her debut program on how do you feel now about Donald Trump. It's so contrived. It's not a real town hall forum. It's just grating and nerve-wracking and horrible, and I'm begging of you to stop. I got to just run and turn the TV off.
Hers wasn't really a town hall. She said, we brought these people together.
I know, but it was that forum where you're going around like this with some wacko and some.
It was actually like the most thorough discussion of policy that CNN
you guys can, have fun with it. I can't stand it.